All right, we're live. Welcome to my live stream. I'm Joshua Kemble. I'm an illustrator, graphic designer, and full-time art director. And I've been doing design and illustration for about 20 years. I've been doing art direction for about 6. And this is not going to be an art stream, but it is one of my live streams. So I just did a bunch of art off screen on Artcasters on Scott. I almost called Scott Circland's channel, which you can check out at Circworks. And we just did an episode with Gene Jimenez. It's also on my playlist for Artcasters on my channel. So we just finished that, and I got a lot of off-screen work done on my comic during that cast. Now I'm about to turn in for the night, but what can I do before going to bed but play a game of Risk and continue my quest to become a Grandmaster? So if you're interested in a Risk live stream, this is another one of those. If you're not, don't worry, the art streams are coming soon. I'm making pretty good progress on the page so far, and I should be able to stream in a day or two art stuff when I'm working on comics. Comics like my 2 graphic novels, 2 stories, and Jacob's Apartment, which you can get at bookstores everywhere. 2 Stories is a comic about faith and mental illness that tries to destigmatize hard conversations about struggles with depression and caregiving for somebody with panic disorder, and also talks about navigating playground politics as a kid, and growing up in a religious institution and kind of seeing the hypocrisy and kind of navigating that in childhood and adulthood. So that's 2 Stories that's available everywhere. And then we have Jacob's Apartment, which is my graphic novel. That's a slice of life doomed romance story. So those are my 2 graphic novels. That's available from Graphic Mundi, and that's available at bookstores everywhere. And now that we've talked about art stuff, we're going to get into the game. So I'm going to go ahead and start live streaming Risk. And again, it's pretty late. I'm just going to do this before going to bed. So I just want to do a little world domination before I turn in for the night. What's at stake here? Before I kind of pull up the Risk screen and stuff, just to kind of set the stakes so you guys can be interested in this. I am currently ranked as a master. I love this, Thomas. That's so on point. What are you going to do tonight, Brain? Same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. I think I might borrow that. That might be what I'll say. It's like, look, now that I've done my good deed, because usually I'll do this as a refresh before working on comics. This one's a reward for having worked on comics today. So what are we going to do tonight? Try to take over the world. So what's at stake is I am currently ranked a master at FFA ranking on Risk Global Domination, and I play through my phone, which puts me at odds with a lot of the kind of better players because you can move a lot faster if you play on your PC or, in my case, my Mac. But I am too much of a boomer to kind of figure out Steam, and I'm not much of a gamer, but I am apparently a master at this game. What's at stake is I could lose that status during this stream. I could get completely humiliated and get dominated on the map. It can go one way or the other. So far, I've had I've been on a good roll. I've managed to kind of do really patient, calculated play on the few times that I've live streamed, which I've played Risk on this app. I got interested in a couple months ago, and I used to play the board game occasionally whenever I could rally people to do it when I was younger. And so it's just an interest of mine the last few months. So and it's a silly goal, but I want to try to be a grandmaster. And I'm by no means an expert at this game. I've learned some tactics along the way, so maybe you can watch along, and if I play well, you can learn good tactics from me, and if I play poorly, you can make fun of me in the chats. So, okay, here we go. We're gonna play the game. We're gonna pull up the screen, and I'll walk you through my process as I'm going through it. I have some water here. This is like a nightcap kind of thing because I'm also rocking my night, whatever this is called, but it's a Doctor Who. So I have my yeah, my sonic screwdriver here, ready for sleep. But I need to dominate the world before I can sleep. So, or just get completely owned on the map. So, if that's the case, it could be a quick game. Okay, here's the risk cam. Enough of this chatter. Let's get into world domination. All right. So, if you guys are new to this game, you basically are trying to take over the map. You're given certain numbers of troops, and generally I play a specific kind of risk, which is a very classic setting, which is fixed classic map. I don't really mess with solo games. I don't really mess with the other maps. I just want to master fixed classic at this point. I might expand out if I ever hit this goal of grandmaster, but I feel like this is probably the most challenging to get good at, and it really does show like how you, when I've watched other grandmasters, it's like how you perform in this game really dictates your skill at risk. So to me, that's kind of my interest. And this is my launching screen, and my name is Jordan the Snooty on there, because they don't let you really pick your own name. They give you like 6 pre-made names, and you have to pick. And I thought that was the funniest name, because if you get beat by somebody named Jordan the Snooty, that's pretty hilarious. All right, so let's get into it. And let's see if there's a game available. Oh, and again, what's at stake? If you look at that FFA ranking, if I get beat by like a beginner, that number goes down significantly. So I could go from master back down to expert, right? And the problem is, and you can kind of protect your status by either not playing or by only playing with masters or above. But the problem is the most fun games are 6-player games. And so you pretty much, every time you choose to play risk, once you start ranking higher and higher, your status is at risk, which is fine with me because, again, it's kind of a fun thing. It's a hobby, and I enjoy playing the game. So I'm going to play the game and take the risk. So we'll search for a game. I usually just join a pre-existing game. Okay, so let's start as we always do every night. I'm going to try to play it safe at first and say, hey, are there any games that are like minimum rank expert? Or I should say master first. No. Are there any games that are minimum rank expert? No. Are there any games that are minimum rank intermediate? There's one, but it's not my game. It has blizzards. I don't really want to play with blizzards. Plus, it's already filling up. Beginner? Okay, so what we need to do is just go all, and then we'll have a bunch of options. So we have 8 options, and right there is exactly the game I'd like. So we'll do this. I'll join this game, and as long as there aren't bots. Oh wait, they have 2 bots. I don't want to play. Actually, they have 3 bots. I don't want to play that game. I don't like playing bots. I like playing people. This one's 120 seconds fixed. Let's see what they have. Do they have bots? Yes, they do. I don't want Doyle the Dandy, the bot. Now, no, I'm not ready. Did I accidentally join this game with Doyle the Dandy? Whatever, we're joining it. It's late. I need to just pick a game and move. All right. So I'm playing a game with a bot in it, which usually kind of bums out the game, but who knows? Okay, so I'm in 6th position, not the best position, or sorry, 5th position. It's only a 5-player game. It's not the best position to be in, and alliances are off, which is bad news for me in 5th position. Because what you usually want to do in 5th position is ally up with pretty much everyone, because since you're going last, people can clear you out. The game knows this, though, so they give you a couple extra troops for being in 5th position. So blue is moving somewhere. I'm not sure where. It depends. Okay, they're angling for Australia. There's a joke among better risk players that there's a saying, it's Australia or die, because a lot of newer risk players, at least new to the app, it's pretty common knowledge that Australia is the easiest continent to hold. And so you can get a really good early game advantage by owning Australia. But right now it looks like Australia is in in contest between three different players. Blue, and then we got orange, and then we got yellow, and it looks like this might just be a suicide. But it looks like it's pretty solidly oranges. Now, will blue do the whole, Australia or die thing? They still have that 7, so they can still angle their way to Africa. But it just depends on how bad of a player they are. So I don't know what continent to go into. I have an okay presence in North America, but there's a lot of people up there. I'm really curious now. I think I make a play for. I think I want to make a play for North America, and we'll see how that goes. It's a little contentious, and it's weird because I think that yellow literally just bought it out after not getting Australia. Oh, they just gave up. So yellow, now I have a dead 5 there that I have to clear out. But other than that, it looks like Australia is actually looking. I mean, not Australia. North America is looking pretty good. The only problem is now I have to push through a bunch of dead troops for no cards. Why would you wave the white flag? Like, he still had a chance at this game. It literally was a like literal Australia or die strategy. You're just like, man, I didn't get Australia. Screw this game. And he quit and probably played a different game to see if he could get Australia. I mean, Australia is a strong continent to start with. So blue, if they're smart, they just move into Africa. But they're keeping that 5 in Australia. I have no idea why. Okay. So blue's not totally insane. Maybe they're hoping that their card bonus will kick in before that blue gets cleared out by orange, and then they can take Australia. Again, like, the fight for Australia has led so many early players to just completely bottom out of this game. But I like to see it because, again, less competition. I think I'm in pretty solid territory for. The only problem is I have to break through. Like, this is the bummer of like people just kind of crapping out on the game. What do I want to do? I think I want to buffer. I want to consolidate my 4s, and then I want to start kind of moving my way through here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move my 7 over and just start kind of gently suggesting people kind of move out of my way on the map. This might be a mistake because red could change their mind. I don't know why with a 3 they would want to, but there is a lot I have to clear out. So this is going to cost me a lot of troops. This might be the game I play on stream where I completely bomb. I'm doing a very slow play for North America. So red actually is clearing out his part of North. So that's good. Now, the question is, although he is moving into Mexico, so it looks like he might be angling for South America. But red is not really intimidating me at this point. They're pretty erratically all over the place, and they have like no presence whatsoever. Right now, this game seems like it's kind of oranges. Orange is definitely the board leader, and they're in the most secure position. And honestly, it seems like we're with a bunch of newbies or something. Like, even yellow just kind of making a play for Australia and then getting his 6 eaten and literally just kind of rage quitting. That's an interesting start to the game. So we have a robot and then a rage quitter who's got a bunch of dead troops. It's an interesting game. This may not be the one. We'll find out. I'm going to break through that 3. This puts me at risk to orange's 14. I don't like that orange is keeping that that 3 there. I'd like to see orange move it out, but at this point, I just need to kind of take what I can get, and then risk the fact that, you know, maybe orange. Yeah, what is red doing? Like, red, what are you trying to take? I don't think red knows what territory to take. I think they're angling for like Africa and South America, but they're defending with like 2s. Red is definitely a new player. Yeah, blue is kind of back in position a bit, but they're also costing themselves a lot of troops, and they might move too fast. If they slow down, oh, yeah, I think they might be a new player. Then again, they don't have a lot of threats around them, so I think blue actually pretty confidently is going to take Africa. Blue might get broken by that 3 though to their left if because very traditionally, like, one of the good plays if you're playing from Australia would be to try to move into either North America or Africa. And I think that maybe they angle for taking South and leaving blue alone. Maybe they angle to get into America and screw me over. No, they're angling for, wow, that's going to be tough for them to hold, but I'm glad to see it. So they're angling to take South America, and that's interesting. I don't know if that's going to work for them. So this is a pretty good turn in. So I'm going to go ahead and turn in. It's not quite a 10. I'd like a 10 instead. But right now I'm going to clear out. I think what I'll do is clear out the 1 and the the 3 here. And I'm not sure what blue is doing with that 5. And red is just a maniac. Red is going to be out of this game in about 2 moves. I think that blue, if they're not, well, I don't know if blue can take red, but I think that probably orange takes red on their next turn because they have 4 cards. They're probably going to cash in their cards, especially if they have 10. And then they're going to take red. And now I'm seeing why red is playing so erratically, because red's a robot. Blue is an interesting player. I can see why they're taking a more aggressive kind of defense strategy, because they're surrounded by some robots. And then they also need to kind of break this threat from orange kind of taking 2 continents this early in the game. I'm not in a great position. I'm not in a bad position. I'm going to play this very slow. But this very well, it's not the strongest start for me. And the fact that I have to break that 5 and then the other 5 is not going to be fun. And I'm leaving a lot of time for my competitors who've already secured continents to gradually chip away at me. Orange is definitely the board leader at this point. Blue needs to contest orange. I am glad that I haven't created any conflicts yet, but I'm not in the strongest position. I am glad my 17's open. I think orange starts moving into North America, though, especially if it's not broken by blue. And blue is in a really dangerous spot because they have a 10 and a 19 to both of their sides. I cannot take North America comfortably. So I'm going to take that card, and then I'm going to move my 3 here to my 17 because I need to start buffing up that troop. Red is now going to try for, I don't know, it's a robot. Very bad playing robot. I think red is trying to take over Asia. Red is irrelevant in this game. I want red to stick around as long as possible, though, because those bots can be really annoying. I think blue breaks orange. Yep. So orange is in a tough position, too, because, like, what's orange going to do? Now, this is great, too, because this is going to create conflict between the two players that have somewhat of a position, which is solid. I want that. This is a weird game. So orange is still trying to hold their spot in South America. It's not the worst play, but that's a tough one to play. Like, usually you'd want to go direct for Africa. And, like, I'm not sure what they're doing there. I guess they can kind of eat. They can bait and then eat blue, maybe that's what they're thinking. But they've put themselves in a position now where blue can very easily take their spot. They might be trying to kind of bait their lunch, their future lunch. So now I'm going to go ahead and break this 2. I thought I'd break that 2 and I couldn't. Now I have to cost myself troops. So this is going to put me in a really I'm not in a secure spot, guys. I'm going to go ahead and move my 7. Well, no, I'm going to keep my 14 there and end my turn. I might look really tasty at this point to orange. Especially if they have a card turn in. And red is just a maniac because it's a bot. So now red's going to break blue. Blue's having to contend with the bot. That's good news. So blue may not be able to break orange. And so orange might keep their table lead. And I do not have jack for cards. And it's too bad that bad roll on breaking that 1 lowered, kind of depleted my 13 size. This is not my strongest game, guys. Not my strongest start. But I am glad that I'm in a position where so far I don't think I've escalated conflict. Blue is out of this game at this point. Not sure why they're laughing. They just blew themselves up. Like, what was the purpose of that? So now this is orange's game. Like, orange might actually be able to close this all out at this point. I'm not sure how competent orange is, but right now they're literally fighting robots and a dead troop and a guy who has no territory. I think this might be orange's game. Now, I'm surprised if they don't just take blue. Yeah, take blue's cards. This could be the end of the game. This could have been a really quick game. So I'm glad that orange is surrounded by this robot, but the robot is not very strong. The robot's at like 24. So I think orange, if they're smart, they could actually start just doing this, like clear the whole board. That's the move I would probably make if I was orange. Like, I'd move my 21 up. I'd probably start just eating, because at this point they have such a huge advantage. But they didn't really play their advantage too much, and now they're buffering South America, so I think they're opening themselves up for the robot to hit them, which I'm very excited about. So right now, I kind of want to I can't break orange. So I'm going to try to play this strategy, and we'll see how that goes, and hope that the robot that is there breaks their territory. I don't think the robot can. I think this is orange's game. And I have closed myself off from an attack from orange. So this isn't my strongest game. I am glad to see red break them. I don't think red breaks South America, so they're going to get a nice little hefty card bonus. They're at 52, so they're about like 10 troops from being able to win this game. This might just not be my night, guys. I like this slow play for North America, but I wasn't expecting to be playing with so many bad players. Like usually you expect to play with some new people, but I wasn't expecting to play with this bad of players. And so Orange, like this is exactly the scenario where you want something like Australia. Because when you have like no, like when it's a 2-person game, now Orange has half the territory. Orange is going to dominate this game. And I still have no turn in. So this game is pretty much done. That bums me out a little bit. But we'll get there. I think what I do here, even though it's kind of a meaningless effort, is I think I'll finally clear. Yeah, and then like even that clearing, because the guy who bitched out of the game, it's like I can't even hold North America. So this was my probably weakest game I've played. We'll see how it plays out, but I don't think Red has it. Yeah, Red's a robot, so they don't even know the threat below them. This is why it sucks to play with bots. So Red's done. Thomas said yellow dropping out messed everything up. Well, it wasn't just yellow. It's like blue just played a shit strategy at the beginning. Like everybody played a shit strategy. And so I was going to play a slow game, assuming people would hold for longer than like 3 turns. But this is definitely Orange's game. And I don't think Orange is like super seasoned. I just think Orange like was in the right place at the right time. And they're not playing it bad. It was smart of them to just start taking territory. Take advantage of your situation. Now Orange might clear Red and just clear the board. They should. They have the troops to do it. Again, I don't know how seasoned they are, so they may not know that they're in position to completely dominate the entire world. Like, yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. If they break my 10, that's a pretty good move, but they should take Red. Like, take out Red. Oh, I guess maybe do that. Don't move your full 12, though. There you go. Okay, they're playing pretty well, but that was for 1 card. They should have gone for Red. This is interesting. They should also move their 7 up and break my territory. That's kind of inevitably going to happen, I'd imagine. I'm really shocked they didn't break my territory. Well, I have to fight Orange. I mean, at this point in the game, there's absolutely no not fighting Orange. So I'm going to break Orange's South America. They still have definitely enough troops to take this game. Let's see. They're at 54. I'm at 35. Yeah, there is no breaking. And yeah, this is interesting. There's like no way that I can win this game at this point unless they completely botch it and like shit the bed, but I don't think that's going to happen. Cuz they're going to break south and then move into north. And Red has no chance in hell of even breaking their territory. They can't. Red is not even in position to break, and it's a robot, so Red is like just absent-mindedly like what are you fortifying? This is a bad game. I'm kind of glad it's on stream though, because I'm usually pretty good at strategy. I knew I misstepped early on. I knew it was a little bold to go for North America. I played it. I probably, when I saw yellow crapped out, probably shouldn't have gotten into a territory where I'm going to have to eat and cost myself a lot of troops. So now all I can do is just hope that Orange is like an exceptionally bad player. I mean, they should move out that 21. At this point, I don't even know if they have to play well. Like, it's interesting. I'll be interested to see. They should move their 21 up into North America. Are they going to keep their 21 hoveled? Okay, that wasn't a bad move. They can also start there. I only have 6 troops. This game is totally over. My best bet is to take Red's cards, so at least I can cash in. So I'm going to go ahead and take Red's cards. I'm kind of surprised that Orange didn't see that opportunity. And then I think I'm just going to take as much territory as I can once I've taken those cards, because this game's pretty much over. My best chance is just to try to take a lot of Asia, and just kind of do desperate moves in a weird way. So, okay, what can we do? Okay, we can leave them with Australia. They have 5 cards, so this game is over. Like, they're going to cash in next turn and just clear me out. But I can at least hit here. I'm going to ignore Australia. And I can at least try to break this and then just zero out on their number. Yeah, this game is definitely over. I'm glad I came in second on it, but I'm not coming in second to like a super no offense to Orange. I won't be surprised if Orange is not like a beginner. It's just like this was definitely one where they just dominated. And they dominated because every player in this game, I really envy Orange. Every player in this game was a bad player. I think Orange is pretty good, but I think everything worked out for them. And also I played badly. So now, does Orange run out of time? That's all I can hope. Maybe Orange runs out of time because, again, they don't seem like a seasoned player. I think they still have their animations on, so it's taking them a long time to move their way across the board. But then again, this is a game with a 120-second timer. So that's long enough for them to kind of do damage I can't come back from. But I can't believe it's taking them this long. Yeah, they're going to break my attempt to kind of survive. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. We'll see. I do have 4 cards and I have 10 troops, so there's still a little bit of hope, but it's 39-9 and the math is just not working out. So I can only hope that this player is just really bad. Because if I'm able to win at this point, they have 3 cards too. So if I'm able to win at this point, that's kind of absurd. What I need to do is get into... I need to kind of close this out again. And then I need to break into America. I don't want them having that kind of extra advantage. That's my best chance. I'm not really... Yeah, I don't really have much of a chance in hell to win this game. That was a little disappointing. But that's okay. That's part of risk. Sometimes you play real bad. It makes me want to play another round. Because I'm like, I just started so bad. I miscalculated at the beginning. I took a territory where a character kind of bitched out, or a person crapped out. Yeah, they're just going to clean me out at this point. This game is over. I'm going to just say good game. I'm still kind of surprised they're moving so slow. But at that, I mean, the point where, yeah, this was just a dead game from the beginning. So hopefully I keep my master status. I think I am losing to a beginner here. I think that Orange is not... I don't think Orange is even an expert at the game. But that's just how the cards crumble sometimes. Not sure why Orange like split like that. Why not take the one first? Like, this is really oh, they want to be cocky and let me... Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see who I lost to. I think they were all beginners. I mean, obviously one of them was a robot. I got some points for second. but I think that's going to hurt my ranking. Yeah, so orange was totally a beginner, blue was a beginner, and yellow was intermediate. So they're all very lower players. This is why this game is Risk. So we'll see how that affects my ranking. So far, my points are the same, but I think that's going to knock it back down to like 18 something. So I think in like an hour or so. Okay. I'm going to pause the stream for 2 seconds, get some more water, and I think I might re-hit one more game before going to sleep, just because that was demoralizing. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the chats. But that was a pretty embarrassing one, and I feel like I need to reclaim. And it might be one of those nights where you're like rolling bad in a casino, and I just double down. But I gotta at least give it one more crack and then go to bed. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the my little screen freeze thing when I'm on break. So I'll be right back, guys. Wait a second. What am I doing? I have trailers. I'm going to play a trailer. This is a trailer for the book. Let's see here. Should be here. Okay. A trailer for the book Jacob's Apartment. And then I will be right back. And we're going to play one more round to try to reclaim my pride. Because right now I feel like I have my tail between my legs. I'm just like, no. Okay. Here you go. Clearly it seems that only in dreams can we be these things we've seen and walk around breathing I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams. All right, guys. I got my ass handed to me by a beginner. I played real poorly. I'm joining another game, and then we're gonna go to sleep. Who knows? This may just not be my night, but let's do it. So here is we're kind of waiting for this to fill up, but it does look promising. It's a 6-player game. I have a bad memory for names, and I need to get better at that. That's one strategic thing that I need to improve on, not only in this game, but just in life in general. It's good to be able to remember names. So I have no idea if I'm going to be playing the same idiots that I was playing last time. But I got raked by a beginner. Yeah, that was a rough game. So let's hope this one's a little better. And I'll try to be more on my A game too. I love North America too. It's too bad. But I really shouldn't have gone for North America. I should have gone for either kind of turtling or like a smaller continent, which I was in no position to take. So that was a rough one. North America is a play that kind of requires a lot of players. It's hard to take North America if you don't have a smaller continent. Okay, I'm kind of in position for Australia. I'm first player, but I'm going to avoid Australia like the plague. Because again, when you're playing these newer games, quite often. Let's see what we angle for. I think green's going to go Africa if they're smart. So we might have to do a slow play for Europe. Europe's pretty clear, which is weird because I'm so bored of Europe. Europe's not a strong position to start in. I've won quite a few games using Europe, but it's one of the hardest continents to defend. But that's where the cookie crumbles. I might, if my force survives the culling that goes on in in that territory. Oh, interesting. So I think red might be angling for the same thing. I'm not sure what red's doing here. Are they going to fortify their troops? Okay, I think red might be going for South America, maybe? Or they might be going for the same territory. It's hard to figure out. Pink wants out or to stay in. I'm not sure. Well, that'll tell you a lot about the player. If pink wants Australia, they should move their 4 into my 2 and buffer up their 7. Because and then just sit there and do the slow take if they want Australia. If they want out of Australia, they need to move out of there. They'll probably get Australia. But it's kind of a shame they don't move their 7 because I really don't want Australia. They probably think I'm angling my 6 for an attack. I don't want Australia. Take it. Have Australia. I'm not sure what they're doing there either. Like, who are you warning? Like, they're trying to tell purple, don't mess with me. And red, don't mess with me. But it's like, dude, who in their right mind? Well, then again, I have seen that in this game. There's always a chance purple is an Australia or die guy. That's why I don't mess with Australia. I've won games from Australia, but you usually don't want to take Australia unless you absolutely, that's like the only play. I like Australia. It's a fun area to play from. Ooh, they might be going for the long game in Australia. I think purple's hoping that I re-up my 4. That's not a bad move from purple. If you want Australia, that's not a bad move. You can do the vulture move. I think that's what they're aiming for right now. So I'm kind of glad everybody's distracted in that territory. I'm not sure about that 7 though, because I think red is like me and doesn't really want Australia. They might be trying the vulture game too. Blue is smart. I think they do the slow play for. What slow play are they doing though? I thought maybe they're smart. Okay, yeah, they're definitely going for South America because right now they're trying to move troops into Asia, which is really smart for that's just smart if you are going to take South America, so you have exterior troops that can collect cards for you without angering your neighbors. The bad play in South America is to be completely isolated there with no exterior troops, because then you're kind of forced to go to war very early with a lot of people. I like this because this confidently kind of gives me England, kind of. So I think, I don't like that 7 being there. If 7 really wants England, they might just opt, I don't know, maybe 7 sees no options and they just kind of suicide out or something. I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to seem like a risk, but this again could be a risk because if they really want England, or sorry, Europe, I always call Europe England because I'm a stupid American. That might have been a risk, though. I probably shouldn't have put my 5 so vulnerable next to their 7, because if they're kind of, it depends how sophisticated they are. Because if they hit my 7, they're kind of out of the game, or my 5. Even if they buffer up their 7, like, I guess they got a presence. If I'm red, what am I going for? Because you're kind of stuck in Asia. people are starting to kind of camp out in their continents. Pink is definitely going for Australia. I'm clearly going for Europe. Green is definitely going for Africa. So his only option is really the US. And he only has 2 threes in the US, but he has the strongest presence in the US next to Green. And Green is clearly going for Africa. So his best play is probably to somehow try to make his way without depleting his troops. Oh, okay. He thinks his best play kills me. So he is. I'm so glad. He is trying the vulture strategy of taking Australia. So have somebody else pay the cost. Like somebody else has to pay the cost for my 4, which is not going anywhere because I can't move it out. So I can't move my 4. So somebody has to pay the cost for that 4. And he's kind of hoping that 7 like breaks the 3 and breaks the 4, can't break the 5. And then he can swoop down with his 7 and take Australia. The problem is, if you do the math, the amount of troops both of those players lose, they both lose out. So it goes one way or the other. They're both going to like clear each other out and put another player in position to sweep in there and take the continent that they've both paid this heavy cost for. Oh, and then Pink, I think, oh my gosh. I think Pink's out of this game. Pink fell prey to that strategy. So they're just ignoring the 7 above them and the 5 below them. So red takes Australia temporarily. I don't think they hold it. Purple, I have no idea where they're going. I think purple might be thinking long game for me, but I think, strangely, this might be one of those games where a bunch of people are thinking Australia or die. And so we might have purple, red, and pink all fighting for Australia. The strongest player right now is probably blue. But blue's depleting their troops, especially if they break that 3 this early. If they keep it, they're pretty smart. Yeah, I think blue's a pretty good player because they're lining themselves up for South America very slowly. They're letting these idiots fight for Australia because Australia or die. They're lining themselves up to break my territory if I take it. There's a couple things I would have liked to see happen that aren't happening. I would have liked to see, green move that 3. They can't. I'd like to see purple move that 3 because I have no idea what purple's play is right now. Like, purple is a mystery to me. What do they want? It's hard to figure out. So right now I think I'm just going to do, again, just like these little slow plays. This is rough. This may not be my night because I know that 7's going to break. I don't know why they would break, but they kind of have to. And I lost every troop I gained in that move. I'm not in a great position, guys. I might get cleaned out. This might just be a bad night. Oh, that's good. I'm in a good card position, though. So if I can hang in there. So red is making the smart play of like realizing they have potential in Australia, but they have to break a bunch of 3s. So now they have a 2 and a 3 in Australia. And they just broke. So they have like 6 troops in North America, but that's not going to get them. Like, I think red's game is pretty close to over. I don't know what red's angling at. I think they're waiting for pink to deplete their troops, and they're hoping they get cards on that 7 that they can break through pink with. And pink is just kind of falling for the trap with all these vultures around them. So if these people are all Australia or die people, they're very happy about pink because pink's not that hard to take. They can break through pink pretty quick. I am glad about this because I have cards. So if my 4 survives this and nobody stupidly, well, yeah, so here purple might make a move for Australia. It'd be a weird move because they're going to cost themselves a lot of troops to get down there. I'm really happy about this so far because I might be able to save that 4. That's a long journey though. Is it worth the 4? But it'd be a long journey where I do a lot of damage to pink. Do I want to do that? Or just leave it there? Because I have to break through the 5 and the 7 to get that reinforcement. So I don't know if that 4 is really worth anything. What I might do is fortify the center. And I think green at this point messes with me because they want to send a message like, you're not taking, England. Maybe not. They are moving that 1. I'm glad about that. Okay. So we have 10 troops to cash in. The question is, do I reinforce that 4 and move it up? But then I have to break through a 5, 7, and 5 to get my stuff moving. I kind of want to encourage purple and pink to kind of take themselves out of the game. So, and red is, I still don't know what the hell red is doing. Red is a very confusing player. So I think at this point, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take, I think I want to put a 5 here, keep a 12 here. And what I'm going to do eventually is like a 5 fortification. Oh, I should say end turn. Well, we'll see if I can get to it. But what I'm thinking is like maybe I'll fortify 5s around my bottom half and then try to make a good relationship with North America if anyone takes it. At this point, North America is so contested that I think blue's in a pretty good position. But blue also has a very strongly defended green right next to them. The board lead right now is me, which is strange. Like for troops, like I'm actually leading, but that 4 is going to get eaten by probably pink because they're so bent on Australia. They need it. And so they might, I don't know if pink has a card cash in. They don't, but I think they're going to put that 6 into the 4 because they just need Australia so bad. They can't wait. And they just deplete it. Like, I mean, they're gone. If purple doesn't clear out pink and take their cards, they should just give up playing Risk for the rest of their lives. You got 3 cards there, buddy, just waiting for you. Go eat them. I mean, purple has to do that. Like, it's almost a necessity. Purple needs to just eat. If they just eat 1 troop, that's insane. Oh my gosh. So they're giving. Wow. So they kind of want pink around? I don't understand that. Why didn't the 16? I don't understand. They could have eaten. Okay. Maybe they want them to get to 4 cards? I just don't understand that play. Can you understand that play? Like, why wouldn't they eat? I mean, they have 10 troops to eat. They'd easily get at least 10 troops, probably, from eating magenta. Like, why wouldn't they eat magenta? And then they're in position. So I think they want to play like a continentless game or something. It's really weird. Not sure why purple would do that. Still not sure what that, like, again, purple's just confusing. I don't know what their objective is. I think green starts kind of moving in on me, unless they want to start a direct conflict with blue, which would be beautiful. Blue is in really good position. I think blue slowly starts moving into North America because nobody is taking it. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and move this and have this as a 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my 3 down to my center. So this is my weird tactic. I'm trying something new. Quite often when I try an England play, I do it undefended on borders, and then I put everything on the far right, all my troops. So it's like a big, dangerous troop. And that's been a very safe tactic. And I feel like because I had such a bad game, I feel like experimenting because I don't want to repeat the same strategy that's worked for me every time in England. That's the winning strategy that's worked for me in England, is to kind of buffer all my troops on the right. But I'm kind of curious if this incentivizes people to break me less. But even lining this up is risking green just kind of breaking me entirely and taking my 14. If green takes my 14, I mean, they're in a dangerous spot, but they're in a pretty good spot. I can't believe pink is around right now. I should call them magenta because I'm a designer, right? It's not pink, it's magenta. But I'm just shocked they're still surviving. So like again, what's purple's play? Maybe they wanted to get stronger so they could eat pink, but like why aren't you eating pink? That's what I want to know. And like now that okay, I mean just take magenta out. Just take everything. Ignore my now 2. Although they can take my 2 and still confidently hold that territory. But I mean, now they get 4 cards. Okay, that was a pretty good play. I think purple's in the game now. So purple's like patient play. So while it was a little confusing, it wasn't bad. And now that puts red in a really tough spot. It also puts me in a tough spot because he's lining up an 11 right next to me. I think it's to take out red, though. Pretty well played by purple. Purple is now the game lead. The second place right now is blue, who's in really good position to start a slow build towards North America. And it seems like they're not in conflict. Alliances are off, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, they're making this slow and steady takeover of that entire area. And I think green is going to pick to break me and just mess with me, even though it'll be less advantageous because I haven't even closed my territory. But I think the second I close my territory, they kind of waste troops breaking me and just ignore the kind of looming threat of blue, who's in a really solid position. So what I'm hoping will happen is we need purple kind of going at blue. We need blue and green conflicting. Because right now I'm a very tasty target. I'm not red. Red's gonna get eaten first, but I'm a pretty tasty target. Now green is just kind of taking advantage of that extra amount of cards they have. I think this is too early. It sucks because I really got to slow play this, and I'm kind of card blocked. So I'm gonna take England, and I'm just gonna try my weird little strategy, and we'll see how it works. I'm just gonna kind of move my 7 over to here, and I'm gonna make it cost them something to break me. But I don't want it to be a number that's like super threatening. I just want it to cost them troops, and they'll be like, "What's the worth of the cost?" This must not be my knight, though, because I'm really not off to a strong start. And red is weird. Like, does red just break me? I just don't know what red's game is. Like, why are they just chilling there with the 7? It almost feels like red. I know this is weird, but sometimes people use like alt accounts and stuff. And I'm almost wondering if red is like an alt account of purple. because they're just playing so strange. Like now they're going to get eaten by purple. Or purple breaks me. Or purple smartly. If purple's insane, they're going to try to take Asia. But purple's playing okay. They've closed off their 14 from attack, but their 16 is open, and it looks like they're directing themselves to North America. That's a good play, rather than create conflict right next to their border. Problem is, how long does green put up with blue? When does green break blue? Because green has way more incentive to break blue right now, because blue is trying to play this long game. And purple is slowly lining themselves up to where they can probably eat red. But do they break me, or do they break purple? They're gonna possibly break me, or they're just gonna eat cards in a safe area where they keep good relationships with their neighbors. That's a good sign. So what I'm gonna do now on my weird strategy is I'm just gonna one up my troops, just one extra number. And then I'm going to kind of do this. I'll go ahead and go here. I have to kind of open that, open them up to where they can hit me if they want to cost themselves 5 troops. And then I'm going to move that 6 to my center. And I think every time I re-up, I'm just going to kind of refortify my borders, and we'll see how this works. I'm not very strong yet. Standing in the game, just for anybody tuning in, so it looks like green is in a very healthy lead with a very secure continent. They're in a very offensive position. The defensive, sorry, I was saying Australia and I meant Africa. The defensive position in Africa would be to kind of like where his middle 16 is, just kind of chill there. Red is insane, and I think might be a bot player for a different, like I think red might be an alt account, because just their plays aren't making any sense, and they completely advantage purple. And it's like almost like a strangely intentional kind of way. And that's interesting to me. And then red is like the default name. Let's see what purple is. And purple looks like they actually, that's their account. So I'm thinking that red is just somebody's alternate side account. That's just my suspicion, because they're antagonizing and kind of just doing moves that only advantage purple and come at a massive cost to themselves that don't make a lot of sense. This is just my theory. Maybe I'm crazy. I do have 4 cards though, so that's good. Do I have 4 cards I can cash in? Yes, and I have 10, so that's good. I can build back from that. But like that move didn't make a lot of sense tactically. Red isn't behaving like somebody who wants, like, I just don't understand red. They're either completely new or they're somebody's alt account. Because like, what is red doing in North America? Maybe I should move my head here so you guys can kind of see the action up there. Like, what is red's objective there? Like, are they trying to take North America? I think they're just trying to slow down blue. Everything here seems like it's advantaging purple. It's very strange. Just the way red's moving. Now green might jump in on the party and kind of start eating my 5s because they see a weak player. But they might also see what I'm seeing with purple and red. It's very strange. I'm not in a great position, but I haven't created hostilities with anyone. I'm definitely going to eat that troop. Like, I don't mind eating that 3. And I want to go back to just kind of... oh, I should have fortified that was my strategy, and I just missed it. I should have upped those 5s to 6s. Next turn. Because my attempt on this strategy is like, what I want to do is like eat cards fortify my borders, just one up them, and then feed the center. I'm trying this as a strategy. I've never really tried this particular strategy before. And it's kind of sad nobody's secured North America, although I'm kind of happy. And what's weird is blue is totally going to get South America maybe next turn. Blue doesn't have cards though, so blue probably can't take South, but red is really erratic. Like I have no idea what's up with red. like like their 4 is going to stop a 15 that's accruing cards. I don't understand it. They got nothing to back it. Like they're pretty easy to eat. I think purple maybe eats red or starts their approach to where they're in position to eat red. Maybe they want to eat the leftovers. Like maybe they're hoping blue starts clearing out red, but I think they just go full throttle. They might hit my 5 too. I don't know. But I think they want those cards because red has 4 cards. So purple's in a really strong position. I mean, a very strong position. Because if they eat those cards, they're actually kind of on the way. Like they have so much territory right now. They have good troop numbers. They have a really bad defense against green, who's the second position player. And I've mentioned this before. Second position players usually have the onus to at least commit the first attack on the first position player. And right now, purple has so much territory, they're going to get like an insane bonus. I mean, like a crazy amount of territory. And so the question is, which people are going to fight that and are in position to fight it? And at the end of the day, that's green's responsibility. Now, does green let that stand? Because blue just let that stand. They just took 1 card. I don't think green can let that stand because they're almost taking all of Asia, and now they're getting like mad continent bonuses. I think they're letting it stand. So my approach with this, if second player is letting it stand, I'm letting it stand. I have no incentive to break purple's power if the second position player is not taking action. So I'm going to try my weird little strategy of like disincentivizing hits, but making them possible, and then fortifying my interior. We'll see if this works. I mean, I'm not super strong in the center. This would have worked a lot better if I was bigger than green, but green's in pretty good position to just rock my world if they want to. Green is a pretty competent player. I'm just curious how long they let purple just dominate, because purple is destroying this. Like, are they going to take that 10? They should take that 10 out. Yeah, they kind of had to. It's like pointing a gun in someone's face. But then the question is, now that they've taken that 10 and they don't have that 14 backing them, which, by the way, why wouldn't they have moved that to Mexico? I think they want it available for if green decides while they're weak to break them. So right now, green is trying to stoke an attack from purple on me. They don't want to start a war with me. But I think they opened up, like that was very thoughtful. They opened up the possibility of attack for purple so purple can hit me if they want. That's a smart play. It's a way to kind of stay allies with someone, not have full hostility, but try to kind of stoke the fires or interest in war. So I think green is trying to say, like, look at that tasty 7 that you can just blast through. Just hoping that purple's a bad player. I mean, why would purple take that bait? Purple pretty much has North America at this point. And purple's getting continent bonuses. And right now, green is just letting it happen. And they've blocked themselves in. Now green, if they want to hit purple, has to move through me or move to Australia. And they kind of have to hit purple if they want to win this game. Because purple's at, like, okay, well, green is accruing. Green right now is okay, but I think purple is at something absurd. Like, and also purple's making it easier on green by getting in a conflict with blue. So actually, honestly, at first I was thinking purple's kind of the lead in this game. But actually, I think green's in a really solid position. I think green might take this game. Because now green can very easily break their neighbor. I don't know if they make that move yet. I think they do because it's a cost of 1. Why wouldn't you? Although they probably don't want to stoke a conflict with that 25 just yet, because I think they're angling to either break me or go after purple. But they're trying to unlock purple so purple can make an attack on me. That's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to say, hey, purple, you can move through black and attack. What do I do here? I think I just take another purple. Although I should be carving at green, but like again, the leaders here aren't taking any action, so why should I? You know, like because the second player. So right now I'm at 72 troops. So I am actually second position player. So maybe I should take some action on green. But I'm accruing more cards than green, so I kind of want to just chill here till anybody like screws up my vibe. Which, by the way, at any point in time, green can end my little parade right now. Green's definitely in position to rock me, and they're locked in. So the only people they can attack right now are blue, and purple knows that. So purple's taking advantage of that. They're like, I'm not going to open you up. You have to blast through that 8. Oh, wow. Okay, that was fun. That's not a bad play by purple. You don't want to stay locked in Australia forever. It also really creates tension between blue and green, and it's kind of saying, like, guys, go at it. I might unlock... do I want to let green get more powerful? That's a question. Well, we'll see. Green has 1 card, so I don't know if they can take Australia. They might move through my 8 to get to Australia. If they're Australia hungry. I don't know if they're hungry for Australia. So they might just take it with that and then fortify it. Actually, they might healthily hold Australia. It's not bad. They just choose to break Australia. So they're a pretty smart player. Right now I have a good turn in, so I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm just upping my troops like 1 at a time. I think this time I do 10. That might be too much to kind of sneak my build. Maybe I'm moving too fast. I'm still learning this strategy. So I'm also surprised they're kind of leaving my little trail here alone, but I want to cut off. No, I don't want to cut off. I want green to continue their insanity here. And I'm just going to fortify my middle. I'm gradually getting a little more powerful. So right now I'm at 85 troops, and I am the second position player. Green is definitely doing well, and if they can avoid a conflict with blue or with purple, or if purple and blue really go at it after purple, like it depends if purple's being cocky and they break blue. Okay, now it's war. Like that was a bad move. They should have just stopped at North America, and now they're going to have a suicider. Oh, they are a suicider. So purple's out of this game. Green is totally in position to... Well, purple got 20 troops. This is a weird game. Did they break green? I hope they break green. They broke green. Purple, you're my best friend. Did they break me? Of course. No. They're just mad at green. Thank you. So now green's in a weird place, because if green wants to retaliate on purple, they have to break through my 10. with their 49, and that was literally purple just being pissed that they took Australia. Australia or die, guys. This is good news. I haven't created any hostilities here, so hopefully there's no desire to break my territory here. This is great because now we're in a war of attrition. So I almost wonder if I unlock... Well, if I unlock their 49, they take out purple. What's purple's numbers? Crap, I don't have cards. Purple's numbers are 18. Do I take... Oh, this is tough. I think I kind of have to take green's territory, but then their 49 is in position. Oh, I know exactly what I'll do. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Move this 10 here. And make it like 10. I think I move this 8 here. And I think I move this 10 here. And I think that's where I will chill because I don't want to take all their territory. Do I want to take it all? You know what? Let's just take it all. I just don't want to go too far. I left it open too so they can break it. Now the question is, who are they more mad at? But right now I have 92 troops. Green is at 57. And I should have probably moved my 39 out because I'm pretty close to game winning position if green decides to kill me. If green doesn't decide to go at me and decides to just clear out purple. Green's in a pretty good position though because they're going to get purple's cards right now. So, and they might choose to just kind of blast through England just as retaliation. This is looking like a possibility. But if they're smart, they'll keep their eye on the ball and clear out purple first. Yep, they're going to blast through England. So that was interesting. So they broke England. That's good. They're kind of weakening themselves. I'm at 82. Right now I can win the game. I wish I could have... The one thing I played wrong on this was I should have moved out that 39 where my 9 is. Because I'm locked in, so that's the only thing. That's going to limit how quickly I can take this game. But I think the game's mine at this point. Their bonus, though, that now they're going to start carving at me. And I think they're smart enough to not... So they get 10 troops. They're still really outnumbered, so I think... I'm kind of hoping they like unlock my 39. That would be beautiful. Please unlock my 39. They're not going to. They're not that crazy. They unlocked my 9. That's good. They broke a 4, costing them a lot of troops. This is good. Okay, we're in pretty good position. Pretty good kill position, guys. Okay, we have a 19 there that can't do really jack shit. So what we need to do right now is, you know what? We'll break that 19. No. I'll let that 19 kind of stand. We're going to take the rest of the board. I forgot this is a short timer, so I just have to kind of move fast. Let's just hit their 19 because... And then I need to just kind of carve out some of this territory. I should be doing Asia now. Oh, man, that's not good. And should we break their bonus? I kind of don't care about Australia at this point, but while we're at it, we should do that. Put 3 there. Okay. I think they're in bad shape. They have 5 cards, though. But right now it's 72-33, so they lose this game at this point. I should have moved my 38 though. Do they hit my 38? They'd be pretty smart to hit my 38. I don't think they want to unlock that 38 though. They want to just break my territories. That's okay. We don't have cards too. I really erred in not moving my 38 into position there. If I had moved my 38 in position, this game would be over a lot quicker. They're a little erratic, but they're getting in a better position where they might actually last. They hold a couple territories. I hope they hit that one. They're not going to unlock my 39 though, because they know when that 39 comes out, game's over. Okay. We only have 4 troops, so this is actually bad news. They're not playing badly. Crap. I really erred in not moving that out. What do I need to do here? So I need to break their America bonus and just start eating every single troop that I can within the time limit, but not expend my time where I can't, where I don't have time to oh, why did it do that? Come on, I don't want to do the roll thing. I want to do blitz. Okay, and then I just need to end attack phase. And at this point, it's like, F this. We need to move to an attackable position. Hope they're going to accrue some troops. So, like, honestly, this game's not over. It should have been over. I didn't move my 39 out, and now they're in a better position to possibly hold winning. I'm at 58. Now they're at 49. So it's a lot tighter. I might lose this game just because of that stupid decision. I am glad they're unifying their greens. And so while their 13 is cozily sitting in Australia, I'm in pretty good position. I'm not glad that I can't cash in my cards. That's not good news. Now it's 48-50. The gap is being closed here. They might actually win this game. I don't think they win this game, but they might win this game. It's an interesting dynamic here. So I think we want to roll through Asia. I'll let them keep Australia. I want to roll through Asia, breaking. Okay, so we're going to take this. I want to roll through here. I don't really care too much about let's put like 10 there. And then let's just kind of roll through as much of Asia as we can on the way to break America. Actually, you know, let's just break America here. I will just leave their 7. I want to leave my 21 in a pretty good attacking position and take out kind of... Actually, I don't want to leave that 7. I want to take out that 7. I want to kind of start clearing. Again, the goal right now is just clear them out. And we'll see how this goes. So right now we're at 38-20. But now 20... which they're fortifying Australia. Thank God. Australia or win, guys. That was the wrong move. They should have fortified the US. Okay, I think I might win this game. So this game is probably mine at this point. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we'll see what we can do. So I'll put like, let's put like 7 here. Let's put okay. Let's try this. Okay. Boom. 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 I really need to get faster at board clearing too. That is one weakness of me as a player, but I think I've won at this point. I'll be surprised if I don't win. I don't think they have cards to cash in, so they're in kind of dire straits because I'm going to break Australia at the very end of this. In fact, I might win right now and have reclaimed my throne, guys. Thank God. Okay. So that one I didn't play that strong. I didn't play as badly as the first one. This one though, the error I made that almost cost me the almost assured win was not moving my 39 out at the end of that turn. Like that was a super amateur move, but luckily I played it okay. So that was against beginner, novice, beginner, and an expert. And so I feel like that kind of mirrors the last game, except that one I actually played right and won. So I reclaimed my throne a little bit. Thomas Adams was like, "Yeah." Um, that was a little tense toward the end, though. That wasn't as sure of a win. I kind of was sure could win, and just if you're watching this and you're curious, the point where because I was pretty tense most of the game, um, when they started kind of eating at each other, and I saw their troop number deplete to where I was more than both of their armies combined just slightly, it's a pretty sure thing that that game's going to be won, and it's kind of my game to lose at that point. So I'm glad I kind of stuck with it and tried this other one. And now I've been playing for about an hour and a half, so I definitely need to go to bed. But thanks to you guys. Thanks, Thomas, too. I love that you watch these Risk streams, and I hope they're interesting to you. And I hope everybody checks out Artcasters too. If you're interested in my art content and my comic content and stuff like that, Scott Cirkland, Artcasters kind of bounces from all of our channels, but it was on Scott's channel. So check out Cirkworks and our latest interview with Gene Jimenez. He has like a Kickstarter right now for Tribal Force, which is a really cool looking comic. And he kind of gets into it, and it's very meaningful, kind of awesome conversation. So if you're looking for like more art related content, check that out. And then I guarantee in a couple days, I'm going to be doing Risk content whenever I have art stuff that I can't do on stream that I'm working on. I'm working on comics daily. Thomas also testified to it being he said it was a good Artcasters tonight. I agree. It really was. So what I'm going to be doing is like, I think I'll still incorporate these Risk streams on, especially on days where I can't post the comic stuff I'm doing. And so that way it at least feeds you guys some content and hopefully keeps you company when you're working on art and stuff like that. And I kind of hope it gets you into Risk because I think it's a really fun game. And I think the wild kind of crazy attempt to become a grandmaster is a worthy thing. And it actually helps me with tactics, just thinking more tactically in my life, which I actually think is really cool. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. And this was a weird stream, right? It kind of started low. We had one of the weirdest games of Risk I've played. And I played pretty weird on it too. I didn't play well. And then the second one where I played okay. Like I played pretty good on this. I aired at the very end. I'm interested in the fact that so the thing I learned from this is I think I can update that strategy, but that might be an interesting Europe strategy. My favorite Europe strategy is just to keep a bulk of troops in one spot in Europe and just dare people to break your ones. And then when they break your ones, it's kind of like they're not doing a lot of damage to you. Whereas in this game, when they broke my 5, now I'm out 5 troops. But I am kind of interested in this strategy and kind of doing it more consistently, where I build up kind of the barricades around the central point where I'm going to keep my hub, like my big chunk of troops. And I think that could work effectively. I might have picked the wrong game to try it on, but yeah, at least it was a different way of playing Europe, since I've been kind of in a position where I've had to play Europe multiple times. But also, I hope this is a good example to people, because most people, including myself, really hate being in Europe just because it's hard to defend. You have too many borders. And so I hope that the last few streams where I've actually taken over the map from Europe, like multiple times, And in this game, it was against weaker players, but I've literally, like, I think I've got a stream where I beat 2 masters from Europe. And it just goes to show you that, like, depending on your strategy, you can kind of win with any continent. And what's funny is one of my favorite big continents is the U.S., right? North America. And it's like you see the beginning of this game where I'm in one of my A game continents. Like, I'm pretty good playing from North America when the opportunity arises, especially if you're able to kind of do the slow take. But I just bombed the crap out of that one. So it's like I had one of the weakest, like, hardest to defend continents and managed to dominate the map with good playing. And I had one of the better, like, if you're gonna take a big continent early, ideally you're going to take an easy continent like, South America or Australia. But if the cards and the way you're kind of distributed on the map are kind of dealt to you a little differently, where that's just not much of a feasible possibility at the beginning, then I guess it just goes to show you that it's how you play too. How you play has a lot to do with it. Because I kind of played a little weak on the first game from North America, which is actually an easier big territory to take. And then I played pretty strongly from Europe, which is one of the harder continents, like probably the hardest continent on the map to defend, other than Asia, which no one takes. So there's that. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's been an interesting one, and I will see you on the next stream. And I hope you're having a good creative time, especially my art people. And I'll be showing more of Not Death But Love very shortly. Progress is going well on it, and once I'm at a shareable point, I'll bring that there. So anyhow, thanks, guys. Have a good night, and see you tomorrow. Bye.